Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on the next episode of Brockton County, Ontario themed city. And make sure to hit the like button too. The like button helps the channel a lot. Welcome back. We are, well, happy Friday first of all. Woohoo. Next week is the big week where we get the new airport DLC. So I just want to remind everyone that I won't be posting on Monday, but instead I'll be posting a video on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And the video on Tuesday is going to be out a bit later because I am pretty much going to wake up, record, export the video, and upload it. So whatever time that takes is the time it'll be to upload the video, and it'll be the first video regarding the airport's DLC. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be ripping out our airport, starting the new one, and then throughout the week we'll be leveling it up. I might post a bonus video kind of going over some other smaller things with the content creator packs. I saw a video this morning the day I'm recording this, of all the new maps that they're going to be releasing. I picked out about 4 of them that I think are really suitable for our next build. So starting Tuesday, I'll start taking a bit closer of a look at that for our new city, but that is not the current city that we are doing. We are still in Brockton County. And what are we going to be doing today? Well, we're going to be doing a bit more of the same. Oh, what a great view. This week has been like an expansion of the downtown, filling in some gaps. So in today's episode, we're going to start off with some viewer suggestions, and then we'll be moving into continuing expanding our residential in the city in the same area that we've been kind of doing it as of late anyways. So let's hop out and let's take a look. So Monday's episode, we built up the Daffodil District, which has a great name suggestion. So thank you for the suggestions in the comments. And if you have any name suggestions at any point in the video for a road, for a building, for a district, let me know in the comment section down below. So this is going to be Harbor Heights. And yes, since this is a Canadian themed city set in the province of Ontario along the shores of Lake Ontario, Harbor is spelled with a U. So thank you, David, for that suggestion. We have a couple more name suggestions kind of in the loop, so we'll be using them as we get to those areas. But I haven't seen any suggestions for Anchor Square or Walnut Square, so please let me know about that in the future. So what else we need to do? Well, over in our nuclear power plant, there was a great suggestion to add a pumping station to the canal over here, so that it seems like the nuclear power plant is kind of sucking up some water. So we're going to be placing it right here. I'm going to see if I can move it to put it right in this corner here. I think that would be ideal. Yes, perfect. Alrighty, there we go. And then we just got to connect it up. So that was a great suggestion to add in to the city here. So we're going to connect it up through, I don't know, we'll go underneath the parking garage into the nuclear power plant and connect up and then go into that nuclear power plant. Fantastic. So that's going to disrupt the water flow around here for the first little while, but it will definitely catch up. I think it's the first one of this type of water intake that we've built. I am worried about the pollution levels regarding that, because I'm not sure how much pollution comes out of that though. So if we go to ground pollution, doesn't really look like any ground pollution's coming. So I've also thank you, Joy, for the suggestion on how to fix the glitch that was happening where my entire city was showing that the ground pollution was everywhere. So I guess there's no ground pollution over here, but I guess radioactivity isn't ground pollution. So there you go. But I'm sure the canal will fill back up again, and this will be a-okay. If not, works with me. So we might need to separate this whole area off from itself, but we'll work on that at a later date. Kind of create like an independent water system for that. All right, so we could also just turn it off. But anyways, so Walnut Square today. What are we going to be doing in Walnut Square? Well, we're going to be extending this bridge out over here. That's going to be a great little addition, and then we're going to be continuing to build up this area with some more residential. We have a ton of residential demand, but in order to kind of increase transit capacity in the city, we have a great opportunity to add in a metro stop over here. So yeah, we have a metro that runs, there we go, from Tower Gardens to this station. And while it's not that long of a trek, we have an opportunity to kind of place something right here, right? It's right in the middle between the two, and it'll be really useful for when we have a ton of residential throughout this area. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to take this little corner here along Miller Street and Thomas Avenue. We're just going to delete the fence that we placed in last episode, and we're just gonna, I think it's probably gonna be best if we put it on this angle, so we'll do that. And I'm just using the basic vanilla one for this because there's not a ton of space in this regard, and you know, it's a smaller subway stop anyways. All right, so I'm just going to delete this whole path here, and we're just going to reconnect it. So there is a sharp turn here, but I think that'll be fine. All right, there we go. Click the wrong button at first. We're on curve now, perfect. And we'll make sure that we are underground. That would be important. And we're just going to make a nice clean connection like that. Bit of a sharp turn, but the trains can handle that, that's for sure. And then we'll have a nice clean curve over on this side. All right, so hopefully the trains can figure itself out. And once we get these stops in place, we can add the stops in. So you know what, I think I'll just let it sim momentarily, and then we'll look at continuing this out. So what else do we need to add to this area? Well, we don't have any elementary schools out in Walnut Square or Anchor Square, really. And we also don't really have a high school out this way. I know we just built a high school, but with all the residential over here, there's also not a lot of high school availability over in this section. I think we need a high school in and around here, so that's what we'll be doing. We'll be adding a high school, some elementary schools, probably in this section. And the rest is going to be residential. Okay, there we go. That's the word. So how about we start with the schools? So we have an opportunity here to make a nice connection here, but that is quite the steep incline. So I think the first thing we need to do is check that incline. Yeah, I don't know about getting a road up there. We might run everything off of this and then have pedestrian connections. It's probably the way to go. So we'll start off with that then. So we'll grab just our basic road, make sure we're on ground level, click home, there we go. And I think the first step is pretty much just to do that. And I think that'll be a good kind of marker for us. We also have a nice easy connection here, which we're gonna need a bike connection on this one because we're gonna be connecting it up to this bike bridge later on anyways. So let's just find the vanilla road, there we go. There we go, so maybe we instead don't have this connection here and we kind of run everything off of Hawthorne Street instead. That works with me. So I'm thinking we get a nice basic road, nothing's fancy, about this far down. Yeah, that'll be good, and that'll be the high school right here. So why don't we go with the larger high school? I do think these high schools are a bit more realistic to the theme. So we are on that hill over here though. So we do have space to push it back, but then we're getting pretty close to the rail, and I don't know how I feel about that. So why don't we place it right here, and I'm just gonna grab move it, and we're gonna grab all the nodes that we just built, including that building, and we'll all put it up to this height. Not a huge change, but I think it's pretty realistic to do that. And then what we'll do is we'll grab our terrain tool, just turn up the brush a little bit, grab the same height as that, and then we're going to fill in where the high school is with terrain. Let's just make that a bit bigger, a bit stronger. So we might actually end up creating like a bit of a cliff here, but we'll come fix that momentarily once this whole area has kind of, we finished it off. Yeah. Okay, and then this node as well is looking a bit off, so we'll have to make that the same height. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll definitely be working on the terrain on this side, but I think that is pretty good. We'll get a nice path up here. We have a tram stop over here, so perhaps people from this area take the tram into the high school, but let's get that bridge in first. Infrastructure first. That's probably the way to go. Oh, whoa. Let's undo that. There we go. And let's just grab the picker mod. That's the way to go. Okay, there we go. And we'll go into home. It'll pretty much just connect up like that. Nothing fancy at all. I think that's a fine incline. Got some train traffic. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I think what we'll do is we'll get that bike path along here, and then we'll connect it up to this path that we're going to put in on this side. All right, just going to hold control down. Oh, sorry, not control, alt. And we'll bring this down to about there. Okay, so since we have been using the bike path, why don't we just continue using that? And we'll just figure out this network. Okay, so how about we bring a pretty simple connection down like there, or like that, and there we go. Then what I'll do is just swoop that in, get a bit of a curve here. Fantastic, and then we'll do the same thing on this side. Great, and let's turn off these guidelines here because I don't want them messing us up. There we go. Put the guidelines back on so we don't forget, because that can be bad. And there we go. We have a nice, we have a pretty nice bike connection network through here. I mean, we have bike paths. This bike network goes right into the heart of the city, down this road, right through Thornton Park here. And yeah, all the way down into our entertainment district. And then we all run it off of this. So that's a bit steep of an incline, but perhaps it's stairs or something. So maybe we can kind of roll with that theme, but we can also just look at smoothing it out a little bit now that we have this in place. Yeah, I think we can smooth it out over here, but we might need to readjust. Yeah, I mean, the bike path, fortunately, is one of those paths that kind of conform to the land. But, I mean, we don't really see it that much. Maybe if we get just some trees in here, it'll help kind of hide the fact that that's happening. There we go. And we'll get some more trees over here as well, just to hide the train tracks a little bit. Okay, and then right in here, this little pocket. Looks like we didn't do that on the other side. Or we did do it on the other side, sorry. Okay, so now that we've got that high school in place, that is probably the largest building that we're going to be having over here. But every time I place a high school, I always like to place down a sports field of some sort. It's pretty realistic. We have done a lot of baseball. There is a baseball diamond right over here. So why don't we try getting the soccer field in place? You can always use this. I don't know. We might need to bring in a road along here, like a high school road. So we'll go down to the 1-unit roads. I feel like those are a bit more kind of themed to like a private road. So I'll have a 2-way road right through here. How about we bring it right down to that path? And we'll see if we can just manipulate the path just enough so that it has a nice clean connection. And you know what? We probably should instead just move the road over a bit like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then we still have that connection there. Not too much of a connection, so we'll just bring that over like so. All right. Now we can get that soccer stadium in. well, soccer field, I guess. Yeah. So we'll have the stands pretty close to the school. Let's get it a bit more offset, something like that. Oh, there's a parking lot. Oh, of course there is. So we'll just bring that down. Fantastic. Okay, so let's use the pavement tool here just to fill that in. And probably would need like a ball fence. I know we have a ball fence, but maybe we can instead kind of get away without one in this instance. And we'll just use trees or something like that. And then we'll also get a couple of other sports items. So we have basketball court. This is a second basketball court. This one's a bit smaller. Yeah, I think we'll go with the second one. Oh, this one's fenced in. Yeah, that's okay. And what we'll do is we'll just, I think there's like a tennis court or something like that we can also add in. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, I don't know about tennis actually. Alrighty. How about we look, these parks are too big, right? This one isn't. This could be a nice addition to the back of the soccer field. I know like a playground isn't really the thing to have near a high school, but I think it'll be worth it. And then on the other side, we can have a dog park. How about that? Yeah, there we go. And now we've kind of hidden the fact that there's not a ball fence without having to put one in and make it look all ugly and whatnot, because you know the ball fence that we have is good, but it's not exactly the cleanest of asset, unfortunately. Okay, and then we'll just get this right along here like that, and then we'll get a second one just slightly offset. That's pretty good. Alrighty, so let's get some water down Hawthorne Street, and then we'll run it along William Street here. We'll also run some water up here, and we have a bit of a gap, so we'll get to that when we get to that. Okay, so we got the high school over here. That's fantastic. We got a nice connection over here. I think we need a couple more connections, so I think we're going to use this bike path. And what we'll do is we'll just turn guidelines off really quickly. And I'm going to run this path over top of the concrete that we have. And hopefully that has a nice connection. Yeah, there we go. So it kind of makes makes it feel like there's a bit more to this area here. So let's just add a couple more trees over here, but we'll leave a lot of open space because, you know, schools often have that, right? All right, so we are pretty close to a major intersection here between Thomas and Steve McQueen Boulevard. So I think we'll need to make sure that we have some commercial assets over here. That would probably be important, but why don't we turn off zoning along William Street right here? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We don't really need zoning over here anyways. Yeah, and then we can get a nice pedestrian connection over here. I think that'll probably be good. Why don't we have a nice proper zoo path with decorations? The best path in the game, am I right? That'll be a nice kind of split for this area. And how about we get some commercial assets? So we have some commercial over here. Don't really like how this turned out, so I'm going to delete that. Hopefully we get a bit... Oh, it's two different sections. Oh, I see. Okay. That's fine. And then we'll do the same thing over here. So that... And this was also... I think we can probably bring this a bit farther down. Yeah, we're probably good like that. Alrighty, so I'll wait till some of those come in, and then we'll look at getting a fence around the back of the commercial lot. And then now we're going to look at the residential capacity over here. So what else do we really need to add into this area? Well, Our healthcare is good, but our death care could definitely use some improvements. This is something that we were looking at earlier as well, earlier in the week, because we really don't have a ton of death care in the downtown core. So we've been running a lot of it off of this vacant lot we had. So I think maybe we can get a couple of these crematoriums through here. I think that might be a good addition to have. It'll also help break up these lots here. So why don't we do something like that instead? Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so I think we can kind of see where those lots are once we get the next fence in. So we'll go with the park fence. I feel like that's... Oh, nice, it stays. Silly me. I feel like the park fence is a relatively good fence to use in commercial areas. Okay, let's bring it up to about there. And we'll bring this fence down. We'll do the same thing. We'll kind of just follow the markers here. So why do we fence off commercial areas? Well, I don't know. I think... felt like I had an answer there. I feel like maybe the property managers would probably want to have a fence on this side, especially since there's a high school there. And you never know what those hooligans can get up to, am I right? Get some trees. All right. Very good. Yeah, we definitely need to come back over here and do some traffic manager on these streets, don't we? There we go. Come back over here. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so let us now actually look at filling in this space in with residential. That'd be useful, wouldn't it? All right, so how about we get a nice connection right up to here and right across. So let's turn our guidelines back on. You see, I forgot to do that and it messed me up. There we go, that's pretty good. And then we're just going to hold Alt and just bring this over so there's a concrete connection. That means pedestrians will walk across that. And I think maybe we can bring... we'll go with maybe like the one-way streets, because I find that these one-way streets kind of simulate like condo, like condos would kind of have like their own private street or something like that. And then what we'll do is we'll run a larger normal networked road right down here. I don't know if we're gonna get a connection though. Yeah, I think that'll work. We have a bit of a gap over here, but I think maybe we can just play that off with a nice pathway or something right down the middle. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll get this to easily connect over here. Maybe not. Maybe we get a nice, like a little fun curve here or something like that. We could also use the network multi-tool to make a connection, which would be probably a bit easier. Create connection. Oh, maybe it's not that. Create loop, is it? Nope. I think we need to kind of get the little nubs of road out first. There we go, and then we can go into create connection, and we'll just do from here to here, and then that node to that node. We have a nice clean curve. Look at that. Very fun. Click enter. Kind of changes up the pace a little bit from our typical, you know, grid. Yeah, we definitely need a connection off of that road, so let's turn collision off. And very important, do not forget to turn collision back on. There we go. All right, so this is where the bike network starts. We don't really need it across here. I guess we do. Okay, that's fine. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See what I did? Silly, silly me. Okay, so we'll just make that connection back down to home, connect it up. There we go. all back to the way it was before, right? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Yeah, I mean, it's not really necessary because, but I'm just kind of curious about how the AI would handle that. So I think that's probably fine. I mean, we do have 2 bike networks going down the same street, but it's fine. It'll work. We might even want to make this one a bike network, but I guess pedestrians can just stick to that. That'll be fine. Okay, so let us get some high density development going then. So this is a prime location right here. I mean, we're beside an entertainment district, which is interesting. So I'm a little worried about putting condos right on the corner here, but I definitely think condos along here is fine. I'm just gonna pause the game while we're doing this because we're gonna be messing around with it a bit more than normal probably. And I think we'll have a condo right down to there. I wonder if I just do that, if it'll make sure that we only have development on that side. I think so. And then what we'll do is we'll run a bit of commercial along here. We'll run a path right here. So that means, I guess we can get commercial up to this point. Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna sneak a path through. We'll just go with the zoo path, no decorations. And we just want the grid. Here we go, straight. Okay, and then I think that means we should probably look at getting a path like that as well. All right, fantastic. So now let's get some commercial along here. I think that'd probably be fine like that. And we'll get some residential right along this. Okay, so now let's get those condos up. I think if we really want to play with it a bit, what I can do is I can add a node in right here. Let's find out where that is. Okay, so I'm just looking where that the 2x2 square is. We're gonna put a node right here. So right about there. Let's see how that worked. Yeah, pretty good. So we'll just take that off. I think we can take this off too, and we'll just do that. And then what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna use our zoning adjuster tool to take zoning off of that little section here. Okay, so I think we actually just need to move this node up ever so slightly, so hold Alt. Okay, let's see how this works. There we go. Very nice. Okay, so if we get a condo right through here, let's make sure that we just don't go too close to this pathway, which perhaps we should just simply swing in. Maybe do something like this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so now we're gonna have a big condo on both sides of this, and then we can get other condos right through here. This will be a bit of a breakup right here. We don't... Oh, I think that'll be fine if we do that. There we go. And then this is right along the train line, but I think this is too prime of development space to kind of forego. So we will do that. I think if we do something like that, where we leave one development right here, I think that should be fine. And then let's get a larger building here, and then we'll have two smaller ones there. That's totally fine. And then right through here, I think I want to help transition it downwards a little bit. So I think we might say William Street is an older street in the city that's been cut off since they put in the bridge and Steve McQueen. So perhaps we have some lower density buildings through here. We'll just kind of let it come up naturally. I'm not going to be too picky with it. But I mean, a developer would see this land here and be like, that is some prime real estate. Okay, so we don't want there. I think we should be good on that side. And then some nice single family homes. Okay, and we'll get a couple more. I think that should be fine. Through here. Actually, I don't really care if that all goes up anyways. And then we'll get some commercial blocks right through here. And then we can get a fence through this section. So let's go to our fencing. And again, we're going to use the park fence. Actually, I think a wooden fence might be nice. So the forestry fence is really nice. It's like a classic wooden fence. And I think we'll run that about right here to probably about halfway in that circle. Yeah, you see, that's a pretty good suburban fence. We're going to run this right along the back here. Just going to make a couple of connections. Let's see if we can kind of help create some lots here. Hopefully there's not too many survey errors. Yeah, that'll be fine. You often see some irregular lots like that anyways. Yeah, I won't be able to do them in here because we'll create some interesting cutoffs. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to mess with it too much. Should be fine. And I think if I just drag it through here, we should be fine. Yeah, and that's too much. So, yeah, that's fun. Okay. Got a couple lots in there. Haha. So luckily I caught this. I forgot to set the theme for Walnut Square to international, the theme of our city here. So I'm just going to go through, pause the game, delete these European buildings. It's not that there's anything wrong with them, it's just that I prefer some international looking buildings. They're a bit more thematic to the city type that we're building. Okay, and then we'll bring water down William Street here, and that should be fine. Awesome, okay, so just by adding a little bit of low density, it really helps to kind of taper off a district. So I'm really happy and pleased with how this area is turning out. But we'll kind of wait and see. You know what, I forgot to add an elementary school. I don't know if we're gonna really be able to fit one. Guess we could right in here. Or right over here. That's a perfect spot actually. So let's place that in. And I'm just going to take that out right there. And we'll just put a fence through because I feel like this elementary school should probably have a fence. Oh, did I delete that path by putting in the fence? I believe I did. So we'll just make sure that we can put that back. There we go. Okay. So very nice, very nice. We're gonna save this area for another development. Don't want to kind of just start something that we can't really finish. But we did get some death care in here, which was needed. We got this area all filled up with residential. We connected our bike paths. We got a high school in here. If we go to our education again, so elementary school is lacking in this area, but that's fine. High school, we only have 1, 2, and 3 high schools over here. So this high school is gonna be really running some stuff out of Holly District. And if we check our Metro, that's what it's called. So I think I'm just gonna check which subway lines are which, because I think we have an express subway line. Oh, that's not subway. So the white line is the express line. The green line is not the express line. Okay, that's good to know. So when I go and grab this, I can just drag line to add stop. Okay, add stop. Add stop, there we go. So now this is active, but we don't want the connection for the express bus to kind of go through here. I wonder if I can just actually instead just grab and move it here. And then I just rotate this. I know it's going to really glitch out my game though, because this is a pretty major network that we're kind of just changing up. We put it on an angle here. Then we go back down into our tunnel mode. See what happened here. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to grab this. And whoa, okay, we're going to pause the game. And we're just going to redraw this in. I feel like it's just going to be best for everyone if I just redraw it in. Okay, let's turn our guidelines back on. We're on curve. Whoops. I think that's probably about fine. And we'll just kind of call a mulligan on our earlier placement. I kind of forgot that I can just I can just move it myself with that amazing mod with the name Move It. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. Hopefully they can sort themselves out. We'll come back to it momentarily. But let's check our tram stops here. So we have a tram over this way, which we've already looked at, but we also have a tram over here. Nice, so we have this pink line over here. I think I'm just gonna move this stop to the other side of the intersection. Or I guess it should really be the other way around. So we'll have this one over here, and then this guy over here. And then that takes you into this area. Okay, fantastic. And we have a very, very good bike network throughout this area, but we don't really have any buses, do we? So what we could do is we could run, I mean, we're just gonna be stealing from other places if we do have a bus, but I think what we might do is I might have like a school bus that runs from the high school over into here. I don't know, I think it'll be a bit overkill, so maybe not. Okay, so that is kind of a finished development in Walnut Square here. We might drag the district of Walnut Square over into this quadrant, or maybe Anchor Square into this area, but we're going to save that build for something else. One thing that I didn't get to touch on earlier in the week was this development right here. So this is just some pretty vacant land. I mean, it's on a hill, unfortunately. At least I think it is. Slightly. But I feel like it'd be a good opportunity to have some industry running through here, or like some commercial. So I think what we can do here is just grab a basic road. Let's make sure we're on the ground level here. There we go. Home. And we can connect up to our road we have underneath here, the collector, which doesn't seem to be getting a lot of traffic in this area. So yeah, we can just pretty much make a connection right to the middle here and run 2 lanes off of here and kind of fill up this space here. So let's see if there's anything on the other side that really matters if we get a connection in. Not really. I think I'll get a path connection in over here anyways. So why don't we just connect up to here and we drag this. Now let's go a bit more over. Nice. I'm glad that worked out. Yeah. Okay, so now let's get that desire path right over here, and we're just going to make that connection. Let's turn our guidelines off first. That'll be helpful. Right over here at that intersection, and we're just going to run this along the fence line and in right about where the intersection would be. Yep, perfect. And I think what we'll do is we'll get another little desire path right down through there. Okay, fantastic. So now let's get just a couple roads off of here just to kind of fill in the space here. I mean, it's too prime of a location to kind of ignore, right? I think we'll leave that, and then we'll have a road down to here. I mean, I don't know. That's probably a bit too close, seeing as we're trying to make sure that the port is secure. So how about instead we do something a bit of an angle here. Let's turn our guidelines off. That'll be helpful. And maybe we do the same thing on this side instead as well. So how about we run just a tiny section. Come on. Off like that, and then we'll get a nice little curve. Let's turn node snapping off. Nice. Okay, so we'll run a fence along the back here to kind of reiterate that. And I think I also want a park gate as well. So let's start with the park gate. Let's check our park here. Let's put it to the small little area. This is just kind of like a money maker, the port gates. So we'll do that. And why don't I bring this park all the way along here? And maybe we can get a nice little connection as well. So let's get our side gates. Where are the side gates? They're over here. Okay. And that's the main gate. Okay, so it is a bit overkill. Park side gate. Okay. But I feel like it's a good opportunity to kind of show off a good money-making technique, right? Is find an area that is a key transitional area and putting these in. So we'll just get a nice little connection. Let's turn node snapping back on. There we go. And then we're gonna get 2 more little gates right in this intersection and then right down here. And we're just going to do a pretty simple path connection up like that. Something along those lines. And we'll just scooch this over a little bit. And we had a bit of glitching, so I think maybe if I just lower that down a touch. Oh no, we're getting glitching on the other side now. So I think a tree would probably be the best placement then, just to hide that. Let's go with a bigger tree, Steven. Come on. Let's get this bad boy right here. There we go. Okay, so now we need to get that fence in, right? So we're going to use the park fence because it's a metal fence. It's a bit more thematic to the theme of the port. Okay, let's turn our guidelines off when we do fences. That's very helpful. And we're just going to get this fence right along here, and we'll just connect it up like that. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side. I think that works. Alrighty. So now we've kind of blocked it off, right? Yep. Done everything we can. And now let's just take zoning off of this road. Just because it's not necessary. Alright, and now we have some nice developable land here. So we have a couple options here. We could make it a district onto itself and put like a themed industry. I don't think there's any like unique buildings that I've been kind of eyeing to put out this way. I know we could also put our road maintenance depot. I'm not sure where the nearest one is. Yeah, we don't really have one over here, but we do have one over this way. That could be an option, but I think it's a bit too high-tech of a looking building for my liking. We could go with a post sorting facility, but we have that. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put post buildings in our new neighborhood. Okay, let us just squeeze in a couple post buildings. That's a good spot, actually. Yeah, I was wondering if this was going to be on that road or not. Okay, but I'm getting distracted here. So why don't we just get that post building here then? And then we'll take this off. Yeah, that works. No, it should work. Okay. I think I was just too impatient here. That should work because this one works. Alright, so let's go back to that post. And I was thinking over there, maybe over here because these buildings seem a bit too large for my liking. Could also go right in this corner here. Okay, why don't I place it here, and then we'll just move this over. There we go, and then we have a nice opportunity for a smaller commercial building to pop in. Or I can just delete this one because we have another one over here, and then this way we'll be able to split up this a bit more evenly. Okay, so let's go back down to here. Yeah, so I was thinking like maybe we could get like a couple warehouses in here. Could also get like a garbage facility as well. but seems like we already kind of did that idea earlier. And when it comes to warehouses, where are all the unique factories? I don't think there's any unique factories over here that really need warehouse support. So we could just kind of add it in. We do have like a fish, and I do have the mod that allows you to put fish warehousing, but we have tons of warehousing over here, and I bet one of them is fish. Yeah, there we go. So I guess not. So I guess we'll go with the theme of some industry. So what district is over here? This is the port, and I don't know if there's a theme on the industry in the port area. There's not. Okay, so I think we'll just kind of leave it as a port district, and we'll zone it up as a bit of like a half industry, half commercial kind of entity. So I think if we put this here, the height of the building that goes in might interfere a little bit. So let's just play it safe and do something like that. Okay. So there we go. We could also take off zoning from this road with the zoning adjuster. Yeah, there we go. That's probably a bit more realistic, and we'll get some nice big industry buildings. Alrighty, so let's get one industry building over here, right close to the highway. Maybe not. Maybe we'll go with a commercial building right here instead. And we'll go with another one. And normally when you're doing something a bit more themed like this, like more like an industrial commercial vibe, mixing the assets is good, but also leaving like a space is also advised. All right, so we'll see what this works. I think a bit of meshing might work here. Okay, and then we'll get just some trees to hide all the funkiness. Right at the end here, we'll get a couple trees. Okay, so we'll let that come in, and then we'll call it. Yeah, nice. These are the type of buildings that I was hoping we'd see. So perhaps a bit of concreting through here might end up looking nice. Big Bite Burger. That's not the best location for a Big Bite Burger, but who am I to judge? Okay, so let's just grab, say, a dirt path here, and we'll run this right back in through here, and then we'll connect it up. Then we'll run another connection over to here, just because it kind of adds a bit of flair, like as if people have attempted to walk under here. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoopsies. Holy cow, what was I thinking? I thought I clicked the trees, I think. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, so let's get a bit more pavement to connect these buildings up. And I guess maybe those trees are a bit too close. Yeah, oh, and water. Okay, good thing we stuck around. Okay, so we'll bring water in from over here, bring it across, and across over here too. And then we need to run this underneath the road here. Oh, I just bypassed one. Silly me. But hopefully that will work. Yeah, okay. Awesome, okay, so that will all fill in. It would really help out the area as well. And why don't we just end the video here, right around the 50-minute mark, where we have a nice, let's get the sun on this side, a nice transitional district again. Awesome. Let's get a bit closer in, I think. Yeah, there we go. Always like positioning the final video without trying to recap what we did last time too, so. Oh, I forgot to detail this. I'll just put the fence back in after the episode's done. Anyways, have a good one. Talk to you soon. Peace out.